Haikyuu, the show where the volleyball gets to multi-thousand Newton levels and the fandom sometimes gets a bit out of control. Despite this, there's a reason that it has an almost perfect 5 out of 5 stars and a fan base in the hundreds of thousands. It's, well, a masterpiece. Now, by no means am I saying that it's the best sports anime, let alone the best anime ever. It has its flaws, but if you've seen it, you probably know that it's at least pretty good. If you're in that 10% that don't like it, or just think it's meh, not great and not bad, then this is the video for you. And if you're part of the 90% who thinks it's good, then stick around too. After this video, you might just like it better, or worse, who knows. I'll be explaining to you why Haikyuu is a masterpiece. Let's begin. Reason 1. The characters. The characters of Haikyuu are the first reason why people like Haikyuu so much. The characters are well written and have their own unique personality. They all have their own unique goals and problems. Although the characters may not have super interesting backstories, I'd say that the character development more than makes up for it. Everyone on the team has grown as a character since we first saw them. Haikyuu also does something very important, and that's making the antagonist likable. To be honest, when I'm watching Haikyuu, sometimes I root for the antagonist just as much as Kurosano. All of the antagonist teams have compelling backstories that make you want to root for them, even if it's just a little. For example, when Kurosano played against Tokonami High that had Daichi's friend, you could see that Kurosano was easily beating them, and that they were giving their all. At that point, I half wanted Tokonami High to win, because they were the underdogs. I think that one of the beauties of Haikyuu is that you always want to root for the underdogs. You want to see the little guy win. Reason 2. The dynamics. Basically how the characters interact with each other. The characters of any anime really have to interact with each other, especially when it's a sports anime. There's really no way around that, so how they do interact plays a big part in how good the show is. Haikyuu is one of the anime that I believe executes that almost perfectly. The characters push each other on, they joke around, and you can see that they just have a fun time with each other. The Hinata Kageyama interactions are especially enjoyable to watch. You can see how they are rival to each other and compete, sometimes even fighting, but you can also see their friendly side towards each other and how they play around too. Each character has their own distinct way and personality interacting with every other character. While some characters may be similar to each other, they are never the same. Reason 3. The animation. This is one of the more obvious ones, but I'm still going to go over it, because while it may be obvious, it's still really important. Now personally, I'm the type of person that doesn't need the animation to be great in order for me to enjoy the anime. I enjoy all types of different animation. However, in the Haikyuu animation and art style, there's something that just pops out, in a good way. Whenever someone hits a spike and slams the ball, the way that you can see the air movements around the person's hand, and the way that the ball sends a vibration wave when it bounces across the court. It's little things like that that makes me love the Haikyuu's animation and art style. The facial expressions and the eyes of the characters, especially when they are serious, are captivating to watch. And while the animation is not perfect, it is still very enjoyable. Overall, Production IG, the studio animating Haikyuu, I believe, did a good job. Reason 4. The soundtrack. I don't really think I need to go over this one because the soundtrack speaks for itself. The music is phenomenal, and I think it fits the show perfectly, especially during the games. Speaking of the games, moving on to the next point. Reason 5. The matches. To have a sports anime, matches are unavoidable. If you can't get the matches right, it just won't be enjoyable. The matches in Haikyuu combine all the reasons above into one great experience. You get to have the character development and action as we saw with Tsukushima in the match against Shiratorizawa. We get excellent animation when we see the spikes and serves. The characters from the opposing team each have their own interesting way of interacting with the protagonist, and the rising soundtrack whenever the team makes a new play. It all works together so well. For these reasons, I think it's fair to say, Haikyuu is a masterpiece. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe with notifications turned on. You'll never miss an upload, it's completely free, and it helps me out a lot. Up on the screen are some other videos that you might enjoy.